mistakes. There's going to be turnovers. There's going to be things happen. You may have to go in there and play defense on the 5-yard line. You may turn it over on the 5. We can't panic. We've got to do the things that we can do best.
Doing the things that we can do best is exactly how Charlie Richert coached. And was he ever successful? He began his 14-year Baker coaching career in 1980 with an impressive 9-0-1 regular season record. As outstanding as that opening season was, it was only a preamble of things to come. Charlie Richert achieved an overall record of 123 wins with only 28 losses and 1 tie, producing an 81 winning percentage and the NCAA title for best national record in football. Charlie took his team to 10 playoff appearances and captured the Heart of America Conference Championship no less than 11 times. He was named District 10 Coach of the Year in 1986, 87, 88, and 1993. He was HAAC Coach of the Year in 1983, 84, 87, 88, 90, and 1993. Charlie enjoyed a perfect season in 1983 with a 10-0 record. In 1985, his Wildcats were Sunflower Bowl champions. During his tenure, Baker was ranked at the NAIA National Poll for a record-setting 128 consecutive weeks. But who was the man behind the legend? What human qualities created such a beloved and endearing figure? Those who knew him well can answer best.
Charlie was a great coach. Every great program has got to have great athletes and good assistant coaches and facilities. But every program has got to have that one man on top, the guy that has the vision, the guy that has the ideas, the will to be successful, and that was Charlie.
He was as smart a football coach as I've ever been around. He could take a game plan that wasn't working, like one day at Missouri Valley, junked it at halftime, we're down by a touchdown, 14-7, put up a whole new offensive game plan, and it worked to perfection. We wound up winning by 2 touchdowns. He involved you as a person. He didn't just care what you could do for him. He would involve you to bring out your strength, and that's what made him a great coach.
Charlie was a student of the game, where he understood offenses, he understood defenses, and he just had that extra sense of knowing what to use when. In fact, when I was in grad school, I ate lunch with some coaches from the area, and they said, "Oh Lord, we hate to play Charlie, because even if he doesn't have any talent that year, because we're talking about high school, you still knew there was a very real possibility that he'd beat you, because he just outsmarted you."
I always wondered, with awe, Charlie's ability to make the right things happen at the right time. Throughout the time he coached here, at least on my watch, we were outplayed on several occasions, but we were never out-coached.
He knew coaching. He knew how to win, and he constantly had his teams primed and ready to win. On Saturdays when we hit the field, we knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that we were the team that was supposed to win that game because we prepared for it that week. He was one of the best coaches I've ever had, if not the best. There was only, he was the best coach that I've ever had.
He went to work every morning at 6 o'clock, never got done till 10 o'clock at night. If those lights were on, students, football players, cheerleaders, just somebody who was a student at Baker could go see him. He worked as hard as any football coach I ever knew.
Charlie spent hours. His life was football, so it became his family's life as well, was football. We spent a lot of hours. We met early in the morning and late at night. Charlie's drive to win was always based on, I want to be working longer and harder than our opponents are. And that's exactly what he did, and he expected out of the rest of us as well.
He always believed that pretty much everything was possible. If you told Charlie Richard that he couldn't do something, then that's what he did. A black cat, if a black cat crossed the path, the road that he was driving in, then he would stop, back up, and in fact he backed up an entire busload of players before a game one time because he saw a black cat cross. 2 blocks they went backward. And the kids, of course, are all saying, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" I said, "Coach saw a black cat cross." And I used to say to him, "Now, how do you know that a black cat didn't already go across that when you weren't looking?" He said, "It doesn't count if you don't see it. But if you see it, you cannot go across it."
If we went and stayed at a certain hotel, no matter how bad it was, no matter how bad the service, if we won a football game, we stayed there again. Before game, he had an entire ritual, which also included going to the Collins parking lot, which had been recently poured. There was a penny that was heads up, and he'd always go and touch that. He had a 4-leaf clover that he carried in his pocket that somebody had given him. He would wear the same clothing, the same undergarments, same socks. Everything had to be exactly the same. And part of that, I think, is that made him feel comfortable in that these are my comfortable winning clothes.
Before the games, he would have his dog. He'd bring his dog up to the field, and it would do its business on the opposing team's sideline. So that was one of the things that was a tradition. In those games, we won.